5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay!
Can I just say that you went live without giving me proper warning? Yeah, just like...
I gave you a 5 count.
Yeah, but normally you do that, and then we wait for the buffer to clear before we go live.
Oh, wait, what were you doing? Picking your nose?
No, I never do that. Never do that. But big hello
I'm sorry,
to...
did I not give you time to put your pipe away?
My pipe. What do you think I am? Somebody from the 1950s?
Yes.
So big hello to Ryan Tune, Richard Swiderski, Evan Terry, Joe Smith, Dominic Zed, our Kickline correspondent, Patrick Ling, Flymo Chairman 1, Ben Tullett, Ridgeway Park OO, Ham Shackleton, Wamgok, Thomas West, Dave Holloway, Stevie Film, Vobert Becking, Peter Jackson, Harry Cedric, Hemel Down Model Railway, John Walters, Flymo Chairman 1, Iron Horse Railways, who says, evening Jenny and Zoe, sorry I couldn't be there, absolutely gutted, but childcare is an inescapable part of my life. No, completely understand.
Don't worry about it.
So I know a lot of people I invited so many people and I've ended up having to make do with you again.
You don't have to make do, you get to make do.
Yeah. Big hello to Warbler Productions, Paul Higgins, Don Gitz Model Railway, Larry W. Grant, Lewis Cartwright, Gordon Hanning, Matt Ovell, who says, you were live at 5. Were we? Why? What were we doing at 5? What did I press? Southern Train Girl, Skipsy Trains, great to see you in. Alexander, Gone Loco, David, it's my Model Railway, Tim's Model Railway, different videos, DL Warren, Houston WHAP, Egg Rider, Liam at New Mills Model Railway, Whetstone Bridge, Thomas West,
I believe
Hermitage
what they were
Road.
saying, Jen, is on the 5 count I gave you, we were already live when I said 5.
That sounds about right.
Yes.
Oh. So today's beverage of choice is a little different from normal.
We're taking it to the max.
Yes, we've gone over to the opposition and we are taking it to the max. Pepsi Max style. Yes.
Yes. It says great value pack. And it wasn't in a pack, it was just one giant bottle.
Okay.
It's a pack to itself.
Alan Mullins, hi to you. West Highland Terrier, Class 37s. Tom McNee, 57305, Northern Princess. Ralph Davey. Oh,
this has already been spotted.
Has it? Oh, don't tell me. Warbler Productions has spotted
Wasn't
it.
this time. Well, yes,
Are you
Wobbler
wet?
Productions has seen it. But
I thought...
Liam at New Mills got in just before.
Oh my word, and I thought that was a really good hidey hole location.
What, right in plain sight?
Well, yeah, sometimes that is exactly what you need.
What you need.
A big hello to B Mozzer as well. Great to see you as well. Captain Park Junction. Ian White says, yuck, Pepsi. I know, I must admit, I prefer Diet
It's the
Coke.
choice of a new generation. It's just a shame that Jenny's from the old generation.
Yes. Worthington Model Railways.
Look at that, no special effects required.
Growler Blackwood Engage Layout. Sue at Pudham Junction.
Wobbler's already seen it.
Flint Hills Model Railway. Jeff Hammond. Christian Kenny. So we've got a really good turnout here, actually. Lots of people in. And it's the first Monday Club of the new year, 2022.
Are you hungover?
What?
That's the question of the day. It's the first of the new year. Have you recovered? Are you hungover?
Yeah, I've recovered. I had a bit of the old booze over.
A bit of commotion lotion.
Yes, a bit of the old rock this hoose juice. Actually, no, I didn't have any Buckfast. I can't stand that stuff. But I have to say that I did impart a little bit of the old boozification. Yeah, I must admit, it doesn't agree with me anymore very much. Controversial. John Walter says Pepsi beats Coca-Cola. Does it bend it over, pull down its pants and spank its little exposed bottom?
Jenny, that's not the kind of show we are doing here.
Oh, right, okay. Okay.
Dutch lubricant.
I like that. Zoe, write that down. We're going to have to use that in everyday conversation. Big hello to
I'll use my
Manton in
new Christmas present
1956. And also Colin Beasley says the only way to drink Coke is to put some Bacardi with it. Actually, it does improve it somewhat.
Yeah, so a rum and Coke is nice.
Although actually some of the De Kuyper liqueurs are very good in Coke. De Kuyper strawberry liqueur.
Bell's whiskey. Whiskey and Coke.
Oh yes, actually yeah, Jack D and Coke always really nice. But we're not here to talk about the booze choices of a new generation. But basically, hello to you all. It's great to see you all in. And we had a really, really good Christmas ourselves. I hope you guys did as well. Good New Year. Fairly quiet, but we did the family thing. It was really, really good just to see people again after so long.
Absolutely.
Dave Holloway says Dr. Pepper all the way. Actually, I do like Dr. Pepper, but I can't drink the full fat version. It just feels wrong, but it tastes so good. But the diet version, it's like there's just something missing. Oh yeah, that's it. Calories.
I know it's bad, but it tastes so good.
Nigel Cole says, my mate Jack Daniels loves Coke. I bet he does. Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent, says, Jenny, I've got some exciting Kickline news. There are going to be some Kickline sets from Playmobil. Is this not awesome? Actually, yes. There is nothing but goodness from Playmobil. I had the Playmobil Pirate Galleon as a child, and I loved that. Playmobil was always great. There's just something about it. Good, wholesome fun. Right. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch, what's in the news? Well, actually, there's not a lot of news. We did catch up with a few things from Rapido over the Christmas New Year period. Sorry, hanging nail, really annoying. But basically, it's a little bit quiet at the moment. We're in the run-up to the Hornby 2022 announcement. So Hornby still do the one big announcements for the year. And I have to say, there's been a lot of great guesses. A lot of you guys as well, after the stream last week, continued the guessing game. So I'm really quite curious where we've got to. Now, I think that the dead certs for me are that we are going to see more of the 4- and 6-wheel coaches in new liveries. Now, I think that either Midland Railway or the early LMS, I think they call it LMS Period 1 or something like that. That is a really ornate livery. We saw that on the Genesis coaches from Hatton's. We're still waiting to see them, but I think my gut feeling is that Hornby will do the early LMS stroke late Midland Railway 4- and 6-wheelers, because that is a beautiful livery and there are so many locomotives on the market suitable for that. I think as well that there's a reasonable chance that we could see Caledonian livery. I think that could be on the cards. And if we do get a Caledonian livery, then I'm wondering whether we'll at the very least see a re-release of the Cali single. Now, I'd like to think that they would completely update that, but I think it's possibly a bit too niche. But a lot of people have suggested the D49, which we'll remember, it's a 440 LNER locomotive, Gresley designed, outside Walshot's valve gear. And it's a model that's been in the Hornby range since the 1970s. And I think we all remember that atrocious tender drive mechanism. But it's now in the railroad range, and it's getting a bit long in the tooth. And it would be nice to see the railroad version pensioned off and like properly become a railroad version. And I think a lot of people are really hoping that the D49 turns up with an all-new tooled version. Now, there are a few other locomotives that people are suggesting, which I could see as being, again, some good solid choices for Hornby. The 8F, which would also lead into the possibility of Hornby 00 versions of the 8F. Also, a lot of people have suggested the GWR County, the 460 County, which I believe was tooling that they originally got from Daypol, very, very long in the tooth now. And maybe it's time for that to be 100% pensioned off into the railroad range, and we see a proper, fully a bespoke tooled version. So there's also the 2751 pannier tank with that slightly, is it the 2271? I never remember the number, but the actual, it's the slightly open camp GWR pannier. Now panniers have proved really, really popular. We've got 3 different versions, I believe, from Bachmann, although 2 look pretty much identical. We've also got the 1366 from Hellion, which I think is a really great model. And then we're also looking on a few others coming from Hellion, not Hellion, Rapido as well, the 15XX and the 16XX. So it'll be really interesting to see if Hornby will get in on the party. Now, you naughty...
What have you done?
Right, can you press the reset?
Oh my goodness.
Press
You
the
can't be left alone for 5 seconds,
No, it's
can
not
you?
me.
You can't be left alone.
For some reason, that's decided to be naughty.
You decided to be naughty.
No, this whole system is decided to be naughty.
It's naughty all the way to the top.
Dennis Christiansen says, hello from Coscob, Connecticut. A better year to come. I think a lot of people are hoping for that. Eric Christiansen says, hello from, is that Michigan, MI, in the US? Yeah. Happy New Year all. We do get a really great contingent. It's always nice to see people from over the Atlantic, over in the US. We do get some people from Canada as well. And all around the world. And the Aussie contingent and New Zealand contingent. I have
international interest.
Do I?
It's a bit like International Rescue, only she doesn't actually move.
No, I'm surprised actually. It's a bit like Interpol. Alex Dent says, Jenny done nothing, Zoe don't blame her. Absolutely.
I'll blame her.
Hello to Wiven Model Railway as well. Ben Davis says, hi Jennifer, I hope we get an S160 and 8F in LMS Red and BR Red. Absolutely. I mean, the 8F has got a lot of potential, but I know that last year a lot of people have really, really been pushing for the S160. A lot of people thought that they were going to do it last year. Now, there is an S160 from Roco. And you may have seen that being demonstrated by me because I did borrow one from DCC Concepts. Full sound fitting on that is lovely, although it is tender drive. But it is a lovely model. It is HO. So an S160 and 00 I think could be a great outside choice. A lot of people have also suggested the Licky Banker, the 010 Midland Railway Big Bertha. Lasted through into BR period, sadly not preserved, which is a real oversight. I'll be honest with you, I think that given the success of the W1, the Licky Banker could be right up there.
Okay, Paul Higgins says, can you sit upside down for the Australian viewers?
No.
I'm not entirely sure, but give me a moment and we'll find out.
But there's a lot of people... No, you'll break it. Seriously, you will break it.
Let's see if I can do this.
Oh, I bet you break it. Samuel Dinner, hey, the original Half-Assed Customs, good evening to you. I saw your pictures over the holiday season with Marty McFly and the DeLorean, and also oh, for God's sake. So to all our Australian viewers... Hello. This is a stereotype that I'm sure that most of them are really, really tired of hearing. So it's not us that's upside down, it's you.
I'm not upside down, you are.
Okay. Bluegrass Rail Fan, big hello to you. You're over in Kentucky. N-scaler, but strongly considering an OO scale layout too. Oh, wow, brilliant. And also, don't forget that 00 track, you can run HO on it as well. So you can also make good use of some of the... What have you done? How have you done that? No, seriously, how have you done that? I am curious.
One nod.
Well, what were we doing
I
wrong?
just used the transform button I just found for you to flip you vertically and flip it horizontally.
Well, you'll need to move me because I'm now blocking the tunnel.
Yes, you are.
Oh, you'll have to move stuff around because basically
I'm sure I can work
the
it out.
chat needs to go over there and I need to go up in the top left corner would be the best place for me.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
whilst the cupboard monkey is just... Do they get to see that? Do they?
Yeah, they're seeing all of this happening.
Do they see all the little borders and everything?
No, they don't see the borders.
So they just... People are going, what are you doing?
Settle down, Beavis.
No, it's settle down, Beavis. Right, yeah, loads of people have spotted the TARDIS there. I've got this fear that we're going to break all the other cameras doing this.
It's fine.
IGR FBS says, hi from Sweden, HO scale model.
Hello.
A big hello to you. Do you know the standard greeting for Sweden? Or is it?
Hi.
Hi. So, hi to you. John JMC, he says Tradis. I think he meant to say TARDIS. But a big hello to you. And Egg Rider, this does appear that Zoe has fixed the back to front camera. I don't like
it. It took me a year.
Do we not get like the little...
I wish I could.
Oh, leave it be. I think we've pushed our luck too far so far. So look at that. It's the right way round. It's almost like having a new camera, isn't it?
What I'm going to do, though, is...
Make me smaller?
Yeah.
Woo. Then we can see that train when it goes by.
Yeah, we can see the choo-choos.
Yeah.
Choo-choos.
Oh, we have some emergency news here. Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent, says, Jenny, Playmobil also released the A-Team van, the Aston Martin from James Bond, and the DeLorean?
I didn't know about them.
Whoa, where were they when I was... We've got to make do with the pirate ship.
To be fair,
and
the
the
pirate ship
Playmobil
was pretty snazzy.
And the Playmobil camper van. Do you remember that piece of junk? If there was a choice between that and the DeLorean, I mean, there's no contest.
I had the Playmobil TP, so I could play Cowboys and Indians, but I had no cowboys. I just had the TV.
TP for my bum.
For my bunghole. Bungholio!
Oh dear. Tom McKee says, Jenny, did you enjoy your visit to Northern Ireland? I did actually, albeit that I was only there for maybe, excuse me, maybe an hour and a half.
What I'm not amazed at is that they let you out.
Oh no, I thought you were going to say let me in.
Well, yes.
By your reckoning, letting me out would have been the sensible thing to do. But basically, it was for Derry Girls, and I had to move the filming trucks onto the Stena Line ferry.
Playmobil's only done all of those recently. Well, I need them. Also, have you seen this Playmobil Star Trek Enterprise?
What?
Yeah, it's £400. I am not kidding.
What?
It's about the size of a coffee table. And it's fully functional, except for the warp drive. You can't go.
Oh, well, okay. It could be controversial for some, but I totally agree with you here. John Walters says, Roger Moore, best James Bond. Boom! Yeah. I must admit, my favourite Bond film is The Man with the Golden Gun. I think it's got everything. Everything. What is not to like about that film?
I adore the style of the Daniel Craig ones. However, for me...
It's good, but he's not right.
Timothy Dalton is the perfect
Oh, yes.
Bond.
But see, the thing about Timothy Dalton, right, The Living Daylights, that is a great Bond film. That is a masterpiece. I think it's a sorely underrated Bond film. License to Kill. Ooh, there's a bit of a bad script going on there. And I don't blame Timothy Dalton. I blame the script writer.
Unfortunately, that's what happens.
Valley's 56XX says, is it all tea kettles tonight? Not quite, but mostly. Basically... We've got all bar the Class 25 that you see moving in the centre of your screen. That's all we've got, diesel-wise, that's moving. Now, the reason for this...
I'm going to think Patrick Ling has got autocorrect on because he's suggesting the best Bond was Sean Chimney.
Yes, the Sean Chimney, the lesser known of the Bonds.
Oh, The Spy Who Loved Me is the best Bond film, says 57305 Northern Princess. It's also
good,
the
actually.
one where Ian Fleming said you can use the title but not the content because it's his least favourite of his books.
I don't see it. I would say, actually, and Lewis Cartwright says, for your eyes only, these are all great Bond films, it has to be said. Although Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase, GoldenEye is an awesome movie. Yeah, GoldenEye, they went in strong with what's his name?
Oh, the one that looks like my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan, that's it.
No joke, every time I see Pierce Brosnan on a film poster, I think my dad's in town. It's weird.
Ah. All right.
Seriously, it's like, Dad, what are you doing on the billboards? What have you done?
Warbler Productions says, my favourite Bond film is You Only Live Twice, and you the owner of the monorail featured in The Mountain Base, the late Rich Morris.
Oh,
and
nice.
actually, that monorail, it's a commercially available system. And if you go to, is it Nantmore, the Tanat Valley Railway, they actually have preserved that monorail. It was for building sites and stuff. Before the invention of reliable dumper trucks, they used to use that.
You love a reliable dumper truck.
Right.
You love to place dumper trucks all over the place.
Right. Anywho.
She does. She thinks that they add extra value to her scenery.
Do you fancy a pizza?
Always.
Kind of fancying a pizza, you know. But basically, well, anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Do I need to go and get one?
What, pizza? I'm sure we could phone one in if we really needed one. But we don't, because we're cutting back, aren't we? Yeah, you and your stupid New Year's resolutions that you talked me into.
I didn't talk you into anything. I said I was cutting out sweets. And you decided that if I wasn't having any, then you wouldn't because you didn't want to eat alone. Yes, Edward Mills, you are right. Dalton is closest to the true Bond of the books.
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely. Dalton makes the character like he's supposed to be. Everyone else plays him as a suave guy.
Yeah, as
but
a nice guy, and he's not.
He's not.
He's a thug.
He's a monster. He's meant to be a monster.
He's
the guy you send in when decency isn't a possibility.
Yeah, basically the Bond. What keeps clicking over there? Are you leaning on something?
I'm not leaning on nout.
I bet it is you.
I haven't touched nout.
John Walter says ham and pineapple. Now there's controversial. Don't forget, everybody, don't forget to tickle that like button and share the stream as well. Let's get as many people as we can on the stream. Now, what have we got coming up this year? Well, of course, meanwhile, back at the ranch, the Hornby predictions. I
still think we need to see a planet.
Is it the 7th or something like that? When is?
It's the 3rd today.
No, you muppet. The Hornby announcements. Does anybody know the date? Now, I do know that there's at least 2 people somewhere lurking in the chat who know exactly what the Hornby announcements are, but they are not telling. Their lips are sealed, and don't worry, I did try to loosen them, but no. So I would love to know, but I don't actually know. Now, contrary to popular belief, Hornby do not tell me in advance. George says 10th of January. Peter Jackson says 10th of January. So, do we know what day of the week 10th of January is? Because we'll be doing a live stream, you know.
It's the 3rd day.
So basically, it's today, but next week. Is it?
The 10th, did you say?
Yeah. Everybody's saying Egg Rider says 10th of January. Russell Benton, Hornby's on the 10th. George says the 10th. So we're looking at 10 a.m. on
Monday.
The 10th. Oh, it's like they knew that I would be around to do that. So brilliant. 10 a.m. next Monday, we'll be having a special live stream to cover the Hornby announcements. And we're really, really looking forward to that. Now, Zach Farmworth, big hello to you. Craig Douglas says, I've seen the 10th and the 6th on different places. I think the common consent here is the 10th. AD Pullen, hi to you, says Monday, 10th of January at 10 a.m. All right, Logan Clary says, when I get back, I'll exterminate the like button. Ooh.
Don't do that, then no one else can press it.
You're going to spank that like button until it goes, no more. Yeah, Simon Trade's Mother Row Showcase.
What do you want?
2 live streams. I'm on a chair. 2 live streams in one day. Brilliant. I know. Brilliant. So anyway, what have we got coming up this year? Well, we've got a Christmas haul video coming on Friday. And I'm going to be sharing with you some of the goodies that I picked up using the Bank of England Universal Gift Tokens that members of my family kindly gave to me. So one of them is, in fact, no, 2 items are running around the layout at the moment. You're about to see it pass behind
Hi, Zach.
me.
How you doing?
Big hello, Zach. You're going to see two of them. They're just passing behind me now. You'll see them in the distance. I got a really great deal on a locomotive from Tim at Arcadia's second-hand table. So big up to Tim and the posse. And when you see that video, you'll see just how much Tim goes above and beyond on customer service. And essentially, when I got back from Family New Year, what I actually discovered was that, unbeknownst to me, when he had tested the locomotive, for some reason the instructions for the locomotive, the standard Hornby instructions, had been left on his desk. I didn't know, I was none the wiser, but he posted them to me with a lovely little note saying, found these on my desk, so here you are. And I thought that just showed how amazing the customer service was from Arcadia Models. So a big hello to Tim and all of the Arcadia Models posse. And we are going to be saying that if you want to pre-order any of the Hornby items that are announced next week, you could do no worse than to pre-order them from Tim at Arcadia Models. He's always good, always basically if he orders you something, then he won't commit to it unless he can order it. So you know you're in safe hands. And certainly I know that with the W1 orders, he's not been messed around with those. He's got all the W1s through. So basically do support Arcadia Models. He does do mail order. And I believe he does also price match with the likes of Hattons. So well worth popping by. Ben Tullett says, I guess the little Bachmann Cadbury's Bourneville wagon was won by the look of it. I have that wagon and it looks lovely. It does. Absolutely. Where's it gone? Here it is, right by me. So I'm going to take it off the back there. Lovely wagon. It's just the colour on that just really caught my eye. And I don't normally buy the private owner liveried open wagons these days. I've got a huge collection of them, but that one really did catch my eye, so I decided I just had to have it. Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent, says Jenny Playmobil is also going to release kit as well, and it will cost €75.99.
That's
what
a
do you think?
fair amount of money for...
I don't know. See,
My biggest issue with Playmobil these days is they're catering to the adult collector market.
there is an element of that.
And I'm sorry, but €80 for a car that you can't then give to a kid to play with because they'll break it.
But you see, the thing is, right, can I just
that
say...
doesn't feel right. Just market it normally. I know that some of these licenses cost a bit and they're going to be a bit more expensive than the average thing, but market it properly, guys.
So a big hello to Wardle Road. Great to see you. Penrith Road as well. See J7802, Fat Wallet Boy 2. We got a really great turnout tonight. Richard Swiderski says, Jen, what time are you on next Monday in the AM? Well, I would suggest that I will start the stream probably between 9:30 and 9:45, and the announcements will be made live at 10. So we will trail it in advance, so you just keep an eye out.
She'll start before the announcements happen, and then about an hour and a half after the announcements have happened and Hornby's website is back up, we'll actually get to see them.
Nigel Cole says you can buy a real car for €80. Where are you buying? I think
you can. I could go out and get a real car for like 50 quid.
No, you can't. They're
Yes,
worth
I
more
can.
than that in scrap value.
I could go out and get a car. Someone else would already own it, but I could do
Okay.
it.
John JMC says 288 people watching. So do share the stream and let's get the word out there that the Monday Club is up and running. And everybody is welcome. We've always had that our mantra from the start, that all are welcome. Alan Reynolds, PVA J Cloth Alan, a big hello to you. He says, hi Jenny and Zoe, just down from the loft. I have been static grassing, which drives me absolutely bonkers. Oh, that's controversial. See, I found static grassing quite therapeutic. I wouldn't say that I was a fan when people explained it to me, but when I tried it, War World Scenic sent me over the gear to do it, and I'm telling you now, I was a convert within 5 minutes. Clive Cobalt says, I have the Hellion class 86 stroke 4, the stroke 6, and the Hornby 87 stroke 0. Excellent locos. It says in 2922. I suspect that should be 2022. Tim's Model Railway in different videos, spotting that Wardle Road has turned up, is saying, New Junction, New Junction, New Junction, where are you? And Dundee Road, it's great to see you. I hope I find you well. Been a little while. Great to have you in. Route 7 Railway as well. Says, hey Jen and Zoe, hi everyone, all the best for 22. Yeah, and I think that 2022 should be a much better year. I know, hopefully...
Don't jinx it.
Touch wood.
Okay. Let me do that again.
That just sounded like you were letting
I've
rip.
just popped my shoulder again.
Was that what that noise was?
Yeah.
Right, we have the pointy stick of doom.
No.
Behave yourself, covered monkey. Whoopsh, whoopsh, whoopsh. Right, there we go. Anyway,
No pizza for you.
Hey, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. I'm in my mid-40s. If I want a pizza, I'll just order it. Haha. Right, military base, Brave Model Railway layout. Evening to you. Looking forward to the Hornby 2022 range, but I'm especially looking forward to the Airfix range. Come on, 1/72nd scale Concorde or TSR2. And of course, don't forget that 1/76 scale doesn't look out of place on a HO or OO layout. So certainly ones to watch. And it's something that we've got planned for a future video, is we're going to have a build-off between ourselves, 2 Airfix kits. We're going to have a chat about them, then we're going to go away and each build our own kit and then see who did the better job. So we do actually have the kits here for doing that. White Wall Wheels 1 Hardcore MOH, a big hello to you. Worthington Model Railway says, I need to lay static grass next. Really, really easy. Manthony 1956 says, is that the flying fickle finger of fate? I think it probably is. Ron B says, I don't know what Hornby is going to bring out, but I'm still waiting for my Strawberry Fields. I
think you'll be waiting forever. Strawberry Fields forever.
Yeah. I thought the Beatles wagons had come out. But also there's going to be something to tie in with the 70th... was it the 70th... my brain's going. I can give you the word Jubilee. What do they call it? Is it Diamond Jubilee? What is 70th?
I think it is Diamond, isn't it?
Is it Diamond Jubilee? Might be the Diamond Jubilee for Queen
50's
Elizabeth
golden,
II.
isn't it?
Possibly.
Sure,
I know
they've
the
got
Silver
diamond.
Jubilee was in 1977. Right. I've lost my place now. Have we had New Junction? Come on, New Junction, you've been summoned. Peter Jackson says platinum, as does Russell Benton.
Diamond 60th.
Oh, we've already had that then. So we're looking at Platinum Jubilee.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody's saying platinum. So for the Platinum Jubilee, there's going to be a tie-in. I think they'd be foolish if they didn't. Also, quite telling, Hornby have been sharing a lot of posts about the new Railway Children film from Studio Canal, and I suspect that there may be something to tie in with that. Certainly Hornby did go looking at the Titfield Thunderbolt license. That's how they found out that somebody else was doing it.
Whoa.
What's wrong?
James cleverly has tweeted saying the Prime Minister and leaders of China, France, Russia and the United States, along with Britain, have published an important joint statement on preventing nuclear war, saying, we affirm that a nuclear war cannot be won and must never be fought. It's like, why did... What? Who thought that...
Is it a slow news day? Yeah, is it a slow news day?
I'm sorry, but I thought we'd sorted this out a long time ago when we decided actually it would be a bad idea to irradiate the entire planet.
Valley's 56XX says, it's good job it's not plutonium. Well, that would be a Jubilee that would really glow. Going to the Dog says the Railway Children film was on TV this morning. Actually, it's a bank holiday today, so was there not a Bond film on? That always used to be the thing.
There was a Bond film on the other day, I know that. Spectre was on New Year's Eve.
Ruben Ashwell as well has repeated the summoning for New Junction. He's probably busy actually, but no, it's always not. He might pop in later. Who knows? Charlie McGowan's Patrick Hill Station. Hi to you. So anyway, meanwhile, back on the ranch. What else are we predicting for the Hornby?
A riot.
No, for the Hornby announcements. Well, the Class 423 for VEP. That's one which I would like to see a re-release of. Now, the reason for this is because even though a lot of people moaned about it at the time it first came out, it did sell and it sold out, and they're now changing hands for some silly money on the Bay. So I think it's probably right for Hornby to try re-releasing the Class 423. So I think that would be an easy win for them. But of course, we've also got a lot of supply and production issues. We've already...
that's a good point. Anything that they are releasing this year would have had to have been produced during COVID. I expect that this year's releases may be somewhat limited.
Well, we're still working through a lot of last year's announcements that have been delayed and delayed. The 2MT is a good case in point. And also the APT. Now, I've seen knocking around that apparently delivery on that may well have been pushed back to March, although I've not had that officially confirmed. At the moment, obviously, a lot of people at Hornby are still on holiday. I think the 4th is when some of them officially come back to work. So actually getting a response from emails is quite tricky at the moment. I know that Simon Kohler does appear to be away from the office. He's not answering emails at the moment. And who can blame him? Doing the family thing, certainly I don't blame him at all. But it does mean that getting information from Hornby is a bit long-winded at the moment. But certainly I have seen it said that the APT may have been pushed back to March. We know it's been made. It just seems to be that the problem lies in the transportation side of things. Right, Stevie Films says Hornby will announce the plans to build a new factory in the UK. Now, you understand, don't you, how expensive it is to make stuff in the UK. Now, the reason for that is quite simply the labour required. But it is interesting to see, and you're on this point, never say never, that some elements of manufacturing could come back. And the reason for this is that Dapol, for example, have made a big thing about bringing some production back to the UK. We've seen some of the wagons being made in the UK, injection moulded plastic kits. Hornby is already subcontracting out some of the Airfix kits to UK manufacturers. Pico are making, as far as I'm aware, pretty much all the Pico range, bar one or two things, is made in the UK. So it can be done. And certainly when you see my Christmas pickups video on Friday, one of the things that I do compare is the narrow gauge 009 slate wagons that come from Bachmann with the ones that come from Pico, because I picked up a set of both. And it's a really interesting comparison between the two of them, knowing that the Bachmann ones are made out in China and the Pico ones are made in the UK. Now, interestingly enough, we've also, I've been so busy. The last 2 days, I have filmed 3 weeks worth of videos because I've had a couple of weeks off. So we've used up most of the buffer of videos that we normally try and stay ahead with. But also, I've just basically cleared the backlog of all of the things that had been very kindly sent in by various manufacturers for review. So they're all filmed, but one of them was the Dapol O-Gauge Conflat. And one of the things actually that Neil at Dapol was very keen to point out is that the container that sits on top of the Conflat wagon is entirely made and decorated in the UK. And really, when you see that video, which I think is going to be coming out next week at some point, you will agree that actually the finish on that container really is good. Steedy Film says the UK manufactures over twice as much as it did in the 50s with a fraction of the workforce.
That is true, because we do have a huge amount of robotics now and things like that. So we're making a lot of stuff. We're just not using any people to do it, which is a bit of a problem because, let's face it, these things are expensive. And if no one can get a job to earn the money, they're not going to buy it. But
there are a lot of things being made in the UK, like cars. A lot of cars are made in the UK.
Yes.
And again, it's down to, if it's a high-value product, then the cost of your labour isn't actually quite as much of a problem.
Yeah.
And with a car, it is a high-value product. But then there's also...
model train isn't. It's a luxury item.
It is. And it has very, very labour-intensive. And one of the things as well, which I've actually been quite keen of championing in reviews, and I know I've been criticised a little bit, saying, "Oh, you're too generous," and like on things that have moulded on detail and stuff. But actually, it's all about keeping the cost down.
Yeah.
And I actually read the other day. It was an interview from a few years ago, saying that certainly at the time, the cost of adding sprung buffers to a locomotive added around £10 to the retail cost. And, when you add just something as small as sprung buffers versus unsprung buffers adds that much, then, it doesn't take many of these little gimmicks to really bump up the price. And the reason is that these are fiddly to make and to assemble. Now, there's quite a lot of locomotives. I'm thinking of the Aspinall Radial from Bachmann doesn't have sprung buffers. Is it worse for it? No, it's not. And actually, there's elements like that where I think that there are some easy ways, certainly on new products, to try and keep the costs down. Dongit's Model Railway says, moulded on detail is fine if they actually do keep the cost down. Experience is that they don't, though. It's like, is it a case of keeping the costs down or stopping them from going up by as much as they would have otherwise? You're chuckling away there, monkey. What is going on?
Sent this thing from Twitter. Will Engage Gaming says, my work PR department sent out an email today saying professional headshots today at lunch. And as a gamer, I had a much different expectation when a picture taken.
Can I just say, when you said that professional headshots, I was thinking, what? Who's paid for a sniper? Gordon McIlroy says, who needs sprung buffers apart from Sam? Well, if you run close coupled using things like 3-link couplings, then yes, you need sprung buffers. But
that's the thing.
They are very much in the minority.
Yes. Because they're in the minority, a lot of the time they're seen as a gimmick. But for those who know that they need them, they're needed.
Yeah, but I think for the majority of people, it's a luxury that isn't needed.
Yeah.
And John JMC, absolutely, sprung buffers on 00, whilst it's nice, it's not really needed. Mark Tower says, New Junction is busy. Just got a text off him.
Stop saying his name.
Were his ears burning? Just check. He hasn't sent me a message. Edward Mills says, Nissan average time on last micro built here was 6 hours per car. Oh, wow. Right. So basically from a pile of parts to a finished car rolling off the production line, 6 hours. That's pretty good going. Andrew Graves says the Airfix Quick Build used to be made in the UK but transferred last year to India. Oh, right. I didn't know that. The regular Airfix range has been made in India since its acquisition by Hornby. Yeah, and I think this is another aspect that we're going to see, and it's an unfortunate aspect of globalization of trade, is that one of the reasons that a lot of production shipped out to China was because labour costs were really cheap. But the cost of labour, the wages being paid in China are going up. And at the end of the day, you cannot begrudge people to want to earn a decent wage. So what we've seen is that living standards in China have increased dramatically, and that has fed through to higher labour costs. Another part of the problem is that a lot of the tech firms, like the people who make mobile phones, it's easier work that pays better. So essentially, your model train manufacturer has to compete with that because they both need skilled workers, and that is pushing the price up. But globalization generally just means move on to the next country to exploit them, and you've got to remember that once upon a time Britain was cheap to manufacture in. Then it moved out to places like Taiwan. I can remember made in Taiwan, made in Japan.
Goodness, yes.
Japan used to be a place for cheap labour.
Japan didn't stop being a place for cheap labour until about the 80s.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons a lot of electronics were made in Japan and in Taiwan. And I guess that India is the next country that, quite frankly, is being a little bit exploited by businesses trying to cash in on cheap labour. And I guess that when India, the pay rates go up in India, a lot of companies will look to then move to somewhere else.
Yeah, and they'll stick their call centres somewhere else.
Yeah, they'll basically exploit Africa or South America or something like that. But yeah, unfortunately, that's just the way of things.
That's the way of things for now. We'll see what happens. Because
Dave,
let's face it, once AI gets bigger, we won't need as many of these exploitative practices to keep costs down, because you'll just have your computer do the various phone calls.
And 3D printing as well. It'll just be a case of get a CAD file and you'll have your replicator just make it in your house.
That is an interesting point.
Yeah.
But of course, there'll still be work for people who design this stuff.
Yeah. David, it's my model railway. He says you need 3 levels of detail: railroad, expert, and rivet counter. I don't think they'd call it that. Rivet counter is generally quite derogatory.
What I would say is he's right. You need 3 tiers to get people in.
Can I just say that is exactly what Bachmann have done with the new Class 47s. And, it is interesting. A lot of people say, right, this is too expensive. How am I supposed to afford that? But I have to say that... so I've lost my train of thought because I haven't
eaten. The 3 entry levels.
Yes, sorry. People said that it was too expensive. There's all bells, singing, whistle with working fans and stuff. But they've sold out everywhere. They have sold really, really well. So actually, people are prepared to pay it that bit extra. And it's interesting to see that some of the railroad locomotives from Hornby haven't necessarily sold quite so well. Things like the P2 is still in stock. It's one of the few locomotives from Hornby. It's in the railroad range and it's still in stock. Now, admittedly, I think they make a lot of them, but it doesn't sell out when the full fat version is long gone. So it's a bit like a lot of people always come and say, well, why don't we have unnumbered versions that you can then put your own running numbers on? But actually, the likes of, I think it was Hellion and Bachmann a long time ago, tried this and found that they were the ones that people wouldn't buy.
Yeah, and just to say, the 3 price points is exactly what businesses should be aiming for. You want something that's entry level. It's not going to be overly complicated. It's okay if bits get broken because you're giving it to kids, because it doesn't cost a huge amount, but it gets people through the door. That's what you want, because not only is it some people want to have model railways as a hobby, but can't really afford a huge amount of payout, but also children can't afford a huge payout either, but they want to be interested too. So you have the low entry point. Then you have the medium one. People who've got a bit more cash, they want a little bit more detail, but let's say sound or sprung buffers and detail on the underside. They're not interested in that. They're not going to see that. They're not going to use that. They don't want to pay for it. Perfectly fine. So you have your midpoint, and then you have your pro point, your professional point, the high grade modeler point. It's got the detail, it's got the extra bits, it's got this, that, and the other. So you have your 3 points, and you've got a better chance of selling.
Absolutely, yeah. And as Dongit's Model Railway says, also known as child's toy, adult modeler, and display cabinet model.
Yeah,
I'm sure that there will. I'm trying to think. Bachmann did come up with terminology. I can't remember off the top of my head for them, but certainly I think they will come up with something. But I'm going to read this out because it does massage my ego somewhat. John JMC says, my partner Jenna, soon to be wife, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Says, Jenny, your hair looks lovely and shiny. I like your new cut. Oh, thank you very much. And do you know what the difference is? Because I was looking at one of the videos that we filmed and I thought, my hair looks a bit limp and horrible. And yeah, obviously I had it cut before Christmas. But I actually blow dried it this morning. I washed my hair and then blow dried it. And that's what's made the difference. So thank you ever so much for noticing.
With a
Smug mode engaged.
Yeah, exactly. With a model railway says, when I worked in food shop, practice was 3 versions. Budget, mid-range, branded. Absolutely. It was the same with computers. If you look at Lord Sugar, with his Amstrad brand, he dominated with over 50% of the market because he bought Sinclair and he had the budget entry-level ZX Spectrum. The mid-range was his Amstrad CPCs. His high range was the IBM PC compatibles. He dominated. Half of the market was his sales because he had 3 price points. If you wanted a computer, you knew he could sell one to you that would fit your price range.
Valley's 56XX suggests 1 chassis, 3 different bodies. Possibly, although some locomotives aren't quite made like that. There isn't really a chassis as such, the way they're assembled. Alex Dent says, I've got to go now. I will catch up on the live stream later. Well, you take care.
Take care.
And
Thanks
we'll
for coming
catch
along.
you later. Absolutely. Stephen Cameron says, because you're worth it, Jen. Oh.
I thought Lilliput Lane was the source of display case models.
Yeah, they used to go into like your little corner cabinet in your grandparents' house. They'd have Lilliput Lane, the little
houses.
Yeah, we call it Huggleton on the Hearth.
We've got some of those. I love them. We've got a little village on in our fireplace called Huggleton on the Hearth.
Yeah. John JMC says wedding is on the 24th of September. Well, look, congratulations.
Oh, please tell me you've got like an N-gauge railway to go around your cake.
Or what about wear a top hat that has like a train held on with magnets that goes...
That would be so cool.
I suspect the wife will be like, no, you won't.
I still got to wear a top hat for our wedding.
You did, actually.
Yeah.
Ben Davis says, sorry, Jennifer, I'd like to see the S160 and 8F in LMS Red and BR Red, but I would love to see the Great Eastern Railway Y14 Blue, and the one at North Norfolk Railway I want is 564 in Great Eastern Railway Blue. Absolutely. That is one, actually. I saw people talking about that. I think it's a version of, is it the D16? Something like that. Hornby do a model of the Claude Hamilton, but there's a variant with the ornate splashes that I don't believe that they've done, which is the one which carried the Great Eastern Railway Prussian blue livery, and that would be a really nice addition to the range. Kevicus first, a big hello to you. Says, some locos are up and past £300. Where will it end? It's getting beyond a joke, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, see, I remember the first locomotive to go past the £100 mark, and I remember there being quite a big fuss then, saying, oh, people won't pay 3 figures for a loco, and now we're pushing the £300 mark. But the models do still appear to be selling. So I'm not really quite sure what to make of it. John JMC says 5-inch gauge locos with the wedding cake on a wagon. Actually, you could do that.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah. Sort of steam it in. Actually, a steam locomotive would be a bit unpredictable at a wedding. So I'd say a battery locomotive. Something like a Class 8 shunter. Oh,
yes.
Wait a minute. You've got one of those.
Gronk it up.
Yeah, gronk it up. Gronk it up. Oh, also.
Gronk it up to the wedding.
We've got an announcement, haven't we?
What have you done?
No. The T-shirt.
Oh, yes.
Tell the lucky punters about the new T-shirt.
Hello.
Hello. Ah, you're on my foot.
Oh, stop shouting. Ladies and gentlemen, I did spend quite a bit of time. You're pulling my hair now in revenge. It's terrible.
Ding dong.
Ladies and gentlemen, because so many of you have asked for it, I have spent today refining the design and getting it all sorted, so we can now say that on our merch shop is a very, very nice addition. It is Billy's Replacement Speakers!
Yes, we have finally got the Billy's Replacement Speakers t-shirt. Will they find it in the merch link down below, just underneath the video? Or is
I shall check on the phone now to make sure.
What keeps making that clicking noise?
Something going over a thing over there, I think.
It sounds like a point firing. It's really quite
What's
weird.
the point of that?
Yes. John JMC says Jenna is shouting "Gronk it up" at the screen. Don't forget, we do have the Gronk it up
It
t-shirts.
doesn't appear
and
to be
hoodies.
in the merch list yet because it hasn't filtered through to YouTube. However,
Do you
I
want to
shall
post the link into the?
I'll do better than that.
Yeah. Peter Leyland says 10 years ago, my mate supplied an LWR Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway Craftsman kit of an Aspinall Class 27. Had it professionally built for £750, and unfortunately, it's that's the alternative. And unfortunately, that is what people are up against. Is yes, things are getting more expensive to buy ready to run, but in all honesty with you, the alternative is still even more expensive. Now, I'm looking here. We've got Billy's Replacement Speakers mugs as well.
Yes, so if
well.
I just bring up the browser,
So you're going to post the link for them?
I will in a moment, but
Oh.
here we are.
Why don't we just put it on screen?
I have.
Oh.
So there you are.
So this is
It's
the
the
Billy's
dog and the
Replacement
thing.
Speakers mug.
It's
So
very
they
nice.
are only $12.99. We're also showing the Billy's Replacement Speaker Classic T-shirts. These are available in a number of different base colours.
Yeah.
So if you pick the different base colours, and that is our William Loudon Sons logo. What we're going to do as well is we might come up with a more modern Billy's Replacement Speakers logo, possibly with, what about a set of speakers in the shape of Stonehenge getting lowered? You know, like
There
that.
you go. There's a bigger version.
Yes.
So you can see it there. Billy's Replacement Speakers.
Absolutely.
And the dog being thrown backwards by the sound.
So this is Billy's Replacement Speakers. So they are available for you
And they're
to...
cheap as well.
Oh, that's a sticker.
Yeah, the stickers. There's
So
all
if
sorts.
you want to Billy's Replacement stickers up your car, your dog, your anything, your window. No, the image has been drawn from scratch, Leslie Gilpin. So don't you worry. It's not the HMV logo.
It's not. It's a parody on it.
It's a parody of it, but it's because you drew it from scratch.
The whole thing's drawn from scratch. It's not even the same dog.
Absolutely. So we're good with that. So yeah, Ruben Ashford says, well tempted. Ian White says it's only money. Richard Sweeney says, I haven't seen that, but I know testing them at the hobby shop or work at the DCC programs have had to be fit. Oh, have we missed...
I don't know. What?
I've missed the question that was asked. But Davil says the Dapol Large Prairie has removable cab roof. Yes, everybody told me that. I didn't want to pull too hard because it was a loner. But it does mean that fitting crew and admiring the black back plate detail is really quite easy on that.
Okay, I thought I changed. I'm going to have to jump this to studio mode, so you keep going while I sort something out.
Okay.
Because the browser is still showing the old overlay, and it's not meant to.
Can I just... Shall I...
No! What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
What have you just done? What have you just done?
So that people aren't watching what you're showing on the screen.
That said, I'm switching to studio mode.
Oh, right. So...
They don't see what I'm doing. But it's all. But you've broken it now. The mountain scenery camera's off. You've broken it.
I'm in trouble.
You should be as well because you're being an annoyance.
Oh my word!
You're horrible sometimes. You're
look,
a menace. A menace to society.
Come on, cool it. Calm down. But anyway, Breeze in 707 said, "Hi Jen, do you think there's a market for a London Brighton South Coast locomotive from Hornby? Is it the E1 or the E2? Quite possibly, although they do the Terrier, which is a London Brighton and South Coast railway locomotive. I think that as well that we are also going to see. So what are people actually seeing on the screen now?
They're seeing that on the screen. What you're seeing. So I'm going to now try and work this out and make sure everything's fine.
I get the impression. Yeah. Oh yeah. Richard Swiderski. Jenny did get told off. Former chairman once said, "Sorry, my
look at that.
That's not my fault.
It is your fault because you pressed the buttons while I was trying to work. So I'm going to try and force that one to come back up by going to Jab Like Mountain just on its own.
You're going to break the other camera.
And now it's not there. It's just not there. Everything's broken because of you and your smell.
What were you doing? You thought you'd just mess about and right. So now
we're all off because you had to
fiddle.
fiddle.
No, because you had to fiddle.
You had to fiddle.
No,
you had to fiddle.
No, you
had to fiddle. You had to fiddle.
You fiddled first. Look at that. You didn't have to break it, but instead, what camera's that?
That's just you. All the cameras are going.
We're having a little bit of an issue.
You broke it
because of Zoe.
Right. Which ones do I turn off?
Right, you're gonna have to unplug those up there.
All of them?
Yeah. Sorry about this. We're having an issue because of Zoe. Right, and let's go over to So the screen's gonna go. Wait a minute.
What?
Right, the screen's gone blank, so just bear with us. Are you finished?
No, not yet.
Tell me when, so I can work through the camera. Right, just bear with us here. We've got a...
Right, they're all off.
Okay, so I'm going to work through. And strangely, that one's still on.
Okay.
Okay, and... Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I suggest that you plug them all in. So just bear with us here. Hello, S-Heel. No, do not adjust your screen. Basically, Zoe broke the stream. So
no, you broke the screen. I was trying to sort something out, and you decided.
No, and then you went and broke it. We had all bar one. Right, we had all bar one camera, and then you broke it. Well, I'm back. Yay! Boom! Billy's replacement camera, says Alan Mullins.
Who did this?
Dongit's Model Railway says, I heard the USB noise. Oh dear. Leslie Gilpin says, I can hear Maggie Smith as Miss Jean Brodie. Girls. But yeah.
I was trying to sort something out.
No, you were
Jenny
fiddling.
went immediately. They had to press these buttons while you're doing things.
No, you were fiddling. And do you know what happens to fiddlers?
They don't get pizzas ordered.
Hey, wait a minute. That's I don't know. We said we were cutting back.
You were the one that said you wanted one.
Well, you're the one who brought it up. So
you're the one who threw it up.
Can I just say, I'd like to, at this juncture, to thank Brian Bell, who has very, very generously donated £10 on the not the super chat, the PayPal.me. So thank you ever so much for that. It's incredibly generous of you. So thank you ever so much. And right, Dragon Junction Mark II says, I seem to have walked into the middle of a domestic. Oh dear. Hello, everyone.
Sorry, we're like this all the time.
No, we don't. Just Zoe had to fiddle with the cameras and she broke them. Let's see if some of the other cameras do come back up. Now, oh, we're back up and running. Ah, right. Yeah, Stevie Film says that was a dry run for Hornby's website next Monday. You know it's going to fall over, don't you? You do. You do.
It falls over every year. It's not even a joke anymore.
Yeah, which is why I will email Montana after this stream and say, on Monday you wouldn't mind emailing me a list, would you? Just so that when the website invariably falls over, I can still actually do the live stream. Manthony 1956 says, Jammer in the attic details at the top of the hour. B2000 RO Toys channel, big hello to you. Says, evening Jenny and Zoe. Hope you had a great Christmas and a happy new year. I got some Hornby Thomas diesels for Christmas and Disney car stuff and have started 3D printing 009 locomotives in stock. It is a big
Ooh.
growth area, not just the 3D printing, but I've seen a lot of 3D printing related stuff. Certainly, Facebook has got a lot of people experimenting with that. There's a lot of great companies who are doing work in 3D printed products.
I think that's the big change that's coming. You'll still be able to buy models, but I think there's going to be a new range, and possibly when one of the big companies starts thinking about this, of like an intermediate between Airfix or the standard kit build ones and the full range locomotive. Print your own. Here's the steps. You print it and assemble it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3D printing has certainly come on an awful lot in the last few years, and it will continue to develop.
Will contain only two things: a set of instructions and a USB stick.
Not even that. It'll have a download code, like go to this.
Yeah, possibly even that.
It'll probably have a QR code. That's how they'll do it.
Yeah, I can't see it taking too long before someone like Hornby realizes they could put the Airfix brand on that, so people know it's a kit, and people already recognize what Airfix is, but it's a 3D print your own thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, an Airfix kit is probably not that expensive to start with. I couldn't see it working, at least not immediately for Airfix, but it's more likely for slightly more complicated things, like maybe wagons or coaches.
That's why, they'll bring out. Someone's going to bring out that test one, and it's going to do well at the right time, and that's the new range.
And Brian Bell says, it's a pleasure to donate to your good work. Thank you ever so much, and thank you so much for that very generous £10.
He's donating to who?
Well, good work. What?
Can't be to you then, can it?
A big hello to Timber Surf.
We just turn the cameras on and go.
Yeah, great. A big hello to Timber Surf. It's great to see you. Sorry you had to walk in on
Jenny's kicking me under the desk here. So shut up, we do good
ALB work. Photographic says, I've been resin 3D printing parts for people. Yeah, there's a lot of businesses out there. It's certainly a real growth area. And I'm really interested to see how it develops. I've reviewed a lot of products from West Hill Wagon Works, Hardy's Hobbies, and also Enwin's 3D. Just to name 3 different ones that I can think of off the top of my head. And also, we got sent some really wonderful Billy's replacement speaker signs, very generously by one of the Monday Clubbers. Oswestry Road, TMD, long time no see. Great to see you.
Oh, that's an interesting thing.
Oh, Timber Surf says, I had a visit from Doctor Who and I'm now printing 4D.
No, Valley's 56XX says, Games Workshop have problems with people scanning and 3D printing their figures. To be honest with you, you're always going to have the kind of person who doesn't want to buy your product, but really wants to use your product.
Yeah,
you're never going to get away from that.
We did have the Great British Locomotives magazine set, which quite clearly had it just blatantly copied pre-existing ready-to-run models to make their those little things on the plinth.
I honestly thought they'd been licensed, weren't they?
No, as far as we're aware. That was the Naughty Network, as far as I'm aware.
Wow.
But the thing was, the way it had been done, it was like, who do you chase?
Who is it? That's the problem, isn't it?
AD Pullen says, hoping for Era 1 mail coach by itself in the 2022 range. Absolutely, I would love to see that. I think, like a lot of other people, already got the rocket. How many rockets can you want? The coach, the first class coach, yes, by all means. If it's got a different name, and there were quite a lot of different ones on the Liverpool and Manchester Railway. So if it's got another name, then I could see that plus the mail coach, absolutely fine. But to package it in with the locomotive, I think is a bit much. Because when you've got one rocket, you don't really need any more. And 57305 Northern Princess says, don't forget Rails did some 3D printed wagons. Absolutely, they did.
They did, and they look damn good.
They are really, really good. I've got a load of the Southeastern and Chatham Railway vans. They've also brought out the Iron Mink, the Great Western Railway Iron Mink, and that works really, really well. Brian Bell says, try and keep the covered monkey under control. Absolutely. Whoosh, Hey, no, wait a minute. You're not supposed to grab. Hey, oh, no. I am tasting my own medicine and it is bitter. So, yeah, Stephen Cameron says plagiarism is as old as history itself. Absolutely. And, plagiarism does take many forms. And I know I'm suspicious that a couple of my books have mysteriously reappeared as parts of TV series, and it's like, that was my idea 10 years ago.
Unfortunately, you cannot copyright an idea, only it's in expression.
Exactly. Kev McKay, 85, big hello to you. And David, it's my model railway, says you can buy 3D printed 009 slate wagons from Nigel Brooks, $13.99. Is that per wagon? And are they fully finished? I've not heard of those. That might be really quite interesting. Timbersurf says there will be a new kid on the block printing 3D bits as of end of January. Absolutely, Timbersurf is producing those. I know I keep saying I need to drop you an email. I really do. Actually, Timbersurf, could you drop me an email? That's probably the best way of doing it because I always forget when we come off the stream. But I'd love to do a review of your products and hopefully give your new venture a bit of a boost. Could you talk to the nice people? I've got a hanging nail.
Probably could. I'm still waiting for the rocket set in the W1 from this year's catalogue, says Craig Douglas. Well, unfortunately, there have been delays, but I thought the rocket set was out ages ago.
No, the re-release.
The re-released rocket.
Yeah.
It's all delays. That's the biggest issue at the moment.
And it does seem that a lot of it is not so much the manufacturing end, but it's the transportation end. And this is one of the difficulties with China being so far away where the stuff's being made. Getting shipping containers and then getting them shipped is proving really troublesome. And that's the problem that Hornby have had with the APT. They're all made. They're done and dusted and made. They're just struggling with the transport. Bachmann had the same with the V2, the improved precedent, and the Cali 812. I mean, a case in point, the Cali 812 and the improved precedent, I was able to review the production models because Rails lent me the ones that had been flown over for review purposes several months before the main bulk of the production run reached the UK. And that was because of issues getting a container to ship them. And that really is the difficulties that we're having. Right, do we have a lot of videos, by the way, from people who have sent in?
Reasonable amount. I thought we'd start about 1:30 then.
Right, no worries. I was just checking. So, Paul Higgins says, "Can your hanging nail handle plasterboard, Jenny?" LOL. No, it's just really annoying. It's like a little bit at the side, and it's really annoying me because it keeps catching on my clothing. Krista Duke says lots are at Felixstowe. Yeah, there's a big delay getting stuff out of Felixstowe. I know when I was working at DCC Concepts, they had a lot of issues with containers just not physically being able to work its way through the port system. And not just model railway outfits, we're having a lot of issues. I know
IKEA
what
the worst part
has had a lot of issues.
This is
what?
It's demonstrated that a bioweapon launched at the right place at the right time would be incredibly effective.
Unfortunately,
how much of the world has just shut down and been unable to cope.
Craig Douglas, though, does have the set with the 3 coaches for the Rocket was out ages ago, but it's the one with the male coach for 2021 that hasn't arrived yet. Was there not another one? Although saying that, those people who missed out on the Rocket, the male coach set is perfect for them. But I think, like others, I would love to see the male coach available separately. Valley's 56XX says, "Oh, O'Neill has a nice Swindon type body."
Hey, let's keep it clean.
What? For the Hornby overall chassis. And it has to be said that the N-Wins 3D do a lot of replacement bodies as well.
Some of the N-Wins 3D stuff is great. I've really enjoyed making them.
Yeah, so there's one for the Electrotron model, And
There's the Bourneville one, the Cadbury's Bourneville.
that's one of the ones as well. This is actually a really nice one, but can you see it up there? Because I can't see
Yeah,
it.
I can see it.
So if you grab that, I think, is it on the chassis?
It's on a chassis.
Right,
It's not quite the right style of chassis.
Yeah.
You did tell me about how to redo it, but we didn't.
And there's another one from Nwin's 3D, finished by the Covered Monkey. We did do
I
a
really
video
enjoyed
on
that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I've
and
just seen my stomach in the
It's certainly
camera.
a really great way of just doing something that little bit different.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put that there. Skipsy Train says, I'm still waiting for the Hornby Azuma. Due out summer 2019 and a Christmas present for my son that year. I think there's a lot which has been held back, but somebody, just looking for a comment I saw. Roger Wollstonholme says, Amazon took all the containers 3 months ago. Absolutely. David Scott suggests a pallet on a 747 would not be that expensive with today's container costs. Do bear in mind that the cost... No. Bear in mind that as the cost of shipping goes up, so does the cost of air freight. For two reasons, supply and demand, a lot more people are turning to that, so the price goes up. But also, a lot of the airlines, they charge what the market will stand. And, if a lot of people are looking to book air freight, they can charge more. So air freighting is not really the answer, it has to be said. Egg Rider says, Mark, while Rocket was a one-off, Northumbrian, Arrow, Comet, Dart and Meteor were all to a related design. I think they were somewhat different though, and certainly Rocket was rebuilt fairly quickly, because if you've ever seen the original Rocket in the Science Museum, she looks a lot different from the Rocket which we were all accustomed to seeing, which is the replica of the original. Valley's 56XX says, those bodies for the 040 chassis is a great way to get some locos at a very cheap price, as good as one's modelling can be. Absolutely. And Leslie Gilpin says, the airlines are desperate to carry something, anything. Absolutely, but they're not going to do it at rock bottom prices. If the market needs the transportation, then they will charge what the market can stand. And given that the cost of container shipping has gone through the roof, a lot of companies are struggling, a lot of companies are returning to air transportation, then that price will only go up as well. Let's see, do we get this camera back? Yay!
You know what I'd love to see, just as a fun little thing?
What?
For anything that won't get damaged, just launch it in a trebuchet. Here we go.
What do you mean won't get damaged? Have you got any idea how much damage that would cause to anything?
I'm pretty sure a nice foam pillow would be just fine.
Yes. Meanwhile,
The container around it might take a hammering.
Yeah, or whatever it lands on. Meanwhile, back on planet Earth, and Ben Tullett says, shipping pallets are also in short supply as well. O-gauge trains plus slot cars. Big hello to you. Great to see you. I'm glad you could join us here. They say, hello everyone. Cheers from New Jersey in the USA. Absolutely, we get a great turnout from the US. And also, don't forget, I don't know whether Ken Patterson has trailed ahead, but I will be appearing on What's Neat this week. The show.
Yeah, you're the new table, aren't you?
Yes, I am. That will be
You heard it here first. She admitted it.
That will be filming over this weekend. I think it'll be the one that goes out next week. But I will be on that with Ken Patterson and other guests as well. David J says, Jenny, SpaceX are using more and more 3D printing in metal for their rocket and engine production. It's moving forward really quickly. A high quality metal 3D printed model loco is just around the corner. Absolutely, I completely agree with you. Big hello to Sky Eye says, hi everyone, Happy New Year from Clacton. Happy New Year to you too. But also on the subject of the 3D
Can you
printing.
smell garlic?
I can, next door's
Making me
cooking.
really, really hungry.
It is a bit actually, yeah. But one of the things as well actually is the method used by rails and daypole for 3D printing those wagons is from the aerospace industry. So that is aerospace grade printing. And a lot of these things are being made for things like aeroplanes. Narrow Gauge Ned, Narrow Gauge Nerd says, is that a Gronk or a brake van on the shuttle? There'll be brake vans.
You don't have a shuttle, Gronk, do you?
No. Well, there is one that will shuttle, but it's not out at the moment. We do have an Oxford Rail J27, which, if I go to that camera, should be coming through into view. I think what you're confusing with... Oh. That camera's broken, so we won't be seeing it on that view. Let's see if we can get something from this camera. You fiddled. There we go. Right. So, coming in underneath the bow girder bridge, you will be seeing a blue brake van. Oh, right. Apparently we can go emergency. Right, so I think that's what you're seeing. It's just trying to focus. There we go. So that's the Oxford Rail J27, just this side of the Hornby 00 Duchess of Atholl. And it's the blue Hornby NCB Estania brake van that we're seeing there. So I think that's what you're seeing. The lighting does look a bit washed out on this, but it does give me the opportunity to show you what I'm looking at. And the cupboard monkey. Hello, monkey.
Hello.
And I think somebody also asked about A4 Pacifics. Now, we've got one running, but you'll also notice that because the camera isn't working, I'm going to have to show you on this. I do have one on the turntable and a number in the yard. I think I've got all bar one of my A4s out at the moment, just for a change. And there is one going round. So, right, anyway, let's try and get a camera back running. No, it doesn't want to work. So let's try that camera. Not much luck here, is there? So, looks like we are going to have to stick with one of these cameras. Right, Francis Wadsworth says, hello to Wirvin Model Railway, Happy New Year to you. A big hello to Francis. Great to see you. Adam Bryant as well. Narrow Gauge Nerd says, oh, action cam. Thanks for clarifying. You're absolutely welcome. And Tom McKee is absolutely. Recent Ken Patterson show highlighted 3D printers. They very much are the future. Mark Wilson, big hello to you. I want to make an early Victorian railway layout, but I want to aim at when there was a numerous number of standard locomotives and four-wheel coaching stock. What years should I be looking at? 1880s? I think probably by about 1840, 1850, we were starting to see more what we would consider a standard locomotive. And what I would suggest actually is something like the London and North Western Railway DX Goods. It was an 060 and tender, although some versions were made as a saddle tank. It was one of the most numerous steam locomotives ever made, lasted a very long time, into LMS ownership, but also a number were sold to the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway, I believe. Really long lasting, and I think that the very, very last DX Goods in saddle tank form, I seem to recall, may have just made it into BR ownership. Although sadly wasn't preserved. So that might be a good locomotive to go for. Some kind of outside frame locomotive would always look good. Leslie Gilpin says, Sharp Stewart and Bayer Peacock had off-the-shelf designs, in some cases built on spec. Absolutely. And certainly some of these veteran old locomotives did actually last quite well. It has to be said that locomotives such as the Terriers might fit your bill in original A1 condition for the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway. There is your ready-to-run early locomotive. Adam Bryant says, here's an odd question, but last year a modeller was ordered to take down the railway he built in the loft due to lack of permission. What happened to him? I believe that story was the person in question rented a house from the council, and they built a massive model railway into the roof space. Now, the council said that he had to remove it because the roof space wasn't intended to be habitable or used in that way. And in order to inspect the roof joists as part of their regular maintenance schedule, they said they needed to be able to see them, so demanded that he remove it all. I didn't see any follow-up on that story, but as I understand it, he had to remove it because he had...
Unfortunately, you have to side with the owner of the building.
Yeah.
In order to be able to inspect it, they've got to be able to inspect it.
Yeah.
And let's face it, if the roof collapsed, he'd be straight onto them. Like, well, the roof's gone.
Yeah, so you can kind of see both sides on that, but I didn't find out actually what the outcome in the end was, but I suspect he had to remove it.
It's sad, but down to the brakes.
Chris Usher, big hello to you. Great to see you. And don't forget, everybody, to tickle that like button, and also do please share the stream. Sharing is caring, and it's a great way to get more people into our Monday Club community that now features in the merch store. We have got stickers, mugs, hoodies, t-shirts for Billy's replacement speakers. So certainly, if that's something you want to treat yourself with, we now finally have those, and they do look quite good actually. We've got some on order, so we will be able to demonstrate those when they come through. Ben Tullett says, remember Jenny, laser cut models are also printable idea, as they require a piece of MDF and a computer controlled laser cutter. Absolutely, there's a lot of different ways that technology is moving on. Within Model Railway says if the roof collapsed, he would have had a downstairs layout. Yes, technically. Jennifer Garrett, big hello to you. Says, hi Jenny. To be nerdy, a DX chassis survived into the 1960s as the stationary engine at Sheep Pastures on the Cromford and High Peak line. It narrowly missed being preserved. I did not know that. But certainly, yeah, a DX Goods is certainly a locomotive I would love to see ready to run. Certainly incredibly long-lasting, and again, probably the most numerous steam locomotive single design that's ever been built. And I think that it's certainly one which would be a welcome to anybody who models the either Era 1 or Era 2 period, well, certainly even into Era 3. Narrow Gauge Nerd says, anyone here use the old W&T analog controllers? Not one that I'm familiar with. Worthington Model Railway says, just realised my heat is out and it's supposed to be way below zero tonight. Wow. I'm not sure.
Feel it here.
I'm not sure what it's meant to be here, but it's been awfully warm over this winter. We've barely used our central heating here at Cupboard Monkey Towers.
No, but you did set a lot of things on fire.
We have used our wood-burning stove, but Bertie Wooster, hello! Is Jeeves okay? But Bertie Wooster is in, says, Mr. Three-Rail Hornby here. Great to have you in. Davil says, another YouTube regular, Jago Hazard, has just posted an excellent video on Terrier tags. Yeah, I did see that as well, actually. There is some great stuff on YouTube.
Is that?
Yeah, somewhere. I hear there's this Game Hammer channel as well. But
yes.
Leslie Gilpin, yeah, I did mention that the DX did sell to the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway and then got into trouble because a lot of the big locomotive builders complained that basically they were being put out of business by the London and North Western Railway building the locomotives for the Lancashire and Yorkshire. But yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of mileage for a DX Goods. But certainly, to go back to speculation on the Hornby announcements, I think an 8F retooled or at least warmed over 8F is certainly a good bet. That would play into the Hornby 00 range. Would love to see that. I think as well, obviously 4 and 6 wheel coaches in some new liveries. We're going to see that, possibly see that male coach in its own on its own pack, but I'm not entirely sure about that. We need to see the triple pack with locomotive pass through first, I think. In terms of other locomotives, would love to see D49 retooled. I think the S160 is also quite high on the cards, and would love to see the Class 4234 VEP reappear. Another production run of those would be an easy win for Hornby, given the prices that they change hands for at the moment on places like eBay and the scarcity of them second hand.
Ding, 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 ding.
What?
Jenny, it's time. Did you not hear the ding, 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 ding?
I did, but it sounded
It's
more
the
like you
time.
being silly.
It's time for videos.
Yay!
Let's do some interesting videos. So first up we have, from Richard Swiderski, a Royal Scot at Hertford Station in Cheshire on the 18th of December.
Oh, brilliant. So are we ready to roll?
Yes, if I pop
I'll let
this
you
up onto
handle
the full
these
screen.
whilst I...
Here we go.
Oops.
What? I just heard a really odd yay in the background.
That was you. Sorry, I just... we've got 310 people watching. We've got a really great turnout. It's great to see all of you. I see we've got John N from NC. Big hello to you. Philip Page, Mark Rice.
Ooh, that's a big... That looks so good.
Logan Clary as well. We've got some really... loads and loads of names I've not seen in for a while
You
as
can
well.
imagine that that's real. That smoke effect is amazing.
You use that joke every time, and I'll be honest with you, it was a naff joke the first time you used it, and it's even naffer now. But that does look nice, and you can see the magic of these things passing.
To be honest with you, I was hoping that eventually the joke would become so expected that it would become funny.
No, no. Ben Tullett says, Jenny sounded really enthusiastic for video time. No, I love seeing you guys' videos. It's a really great way to check out some of the content that people are sharing with us, that they've got up online, mostly on YouTube.
Absolutely.
And it's also a really great way of introducing your channel to a wide audience, because quite often it's very difficult to get your channel noticed, and we've seen some really great YouTube channels in their infancy.
YouTube isn't going to help you anymore, so
yeah, but we've seen some really great YouTube channels in their infancy that I like to think we've helped to grow, and it's something that we're really big on, is helping out other YouTubers.
Yeah. Unlike
some of the other big YouTubers who don't seem to like name checking or helping out other YouTubers, it's something that here on the Monday Club we really believe strongly in doing.
Yeah, you can't get big without help.
Absolutely.
We didn't get big without help. It took a long time, with like 9 years.
Yeah, we didn't get help. That's why it took so long.
Actually, yeah, that's the point.
That's why it took so long. Don't know what that headboard was. Adam Bryant says that joke is so bad it makes cracker jokes sound funny. Well, how does it go?
Okay, so we've got a message here from the Aylesmead Project. He says, delayed Christmas greetings to you and Jenny. Here's the latest from me for you to share. This may be the very last time I can post onto YouTube or even the internet in general, as my father is now on his last legs at 90 years old.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear
that. Oh my goodness.
Oh. And I understand that being somebody's carer 24/7 is very difficult. And
yeah, but don't feel like we have no. By the way, there is nothing on the screen
at all.
Yeah.
Oh, we've lost another camera. So right, make it. So is that camera working?
That's back. But so it's
flickering like anything.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump to a different one just to see, and then come back to it.
We're losing cameras.
And yeah, we are. We're having problems today. Go back to one that we know works.
Number 3 should work. Yeah.
Okay. Use that one.
So we've got 3 and 1.
Just use that one when we jump back.
Right. Go put the video up.
I was trying to sort something out there.
Ah.
So I'm just going to jump through
Oh wow, Worthington Model Row, and this is a case in point. Worthington Model Row, it says, thanks for the YouTube help. After nearly a year, I hit 535 subs this week.
Excellent.
Brilliant. And we're so happy that we were able to be a small part in that. And Simon Train's Model Row showcases, my other channel only reached 5,000 last week. That's nearly 12 years after I set it up back in 2010. But at the end of the day, it's all the people who watch the content who made it happen. Absolutely. And Francis Wadsworth says, good night, Jennifer and Zoe. Have a good night as well. So look, good night to you. And thank you ever so much for joining us. It's been great to have your company. Charlie McGowan, Patrick Hill Station says, so you're answering somebody else's comment. But yeah,
I'm not sure what we're looking at here, but it looks incredibly detailed.
Oh, this is the O gauge development. I do.
Nice.
I like the detail. See the weathering, the really subtle weathering, but then the overhead warning bits there on the shed. But you can see making these. I always call them almost flat relief buildings, but it's a really great way of making your layout seem bigger, and I like that using the layers of. I'm not sure, but using the different layers of card to build up a sensation that it's not a flat thing. So you've got extra card on top of extra card, and you can see that it's really come together. I do like that bridge.
Take care, Wangok. Thanks for coming along.
Thank you so much, Wangok. It's been really great having your company.
Gordon Hanning says you need to get a test card for when the cameras go down. To be honest with you, we could do that.
We do have test card, Jenny.
Yes,
you've got a spare button on the end.
We don't even need that. If I placed the image behind, because Ops layers everything, so if I placed them behind the video, then when a video went down, it would show the test card.
If you want to do that, you can.
I do
like that. Can I just say, I'm a huge fan of bridges. I'm sorry. Hats off. I salute you, sir. That is a really nice bridge.
What is it that we're looking at here?
It's been doing work. It's this O-gauge layout, I think.
So, I can bring the mouse on. What kind of texturing is this then?
It's like a dirt texture.
It's interesting. I like the way, even though it's a flat running line, the surface isn't flat.
And this is something that Aylesme Project does really, really well. The weathering on the track. And you see it's oily, it's grimy, it feels well used.
It feels to me like if you stood on it, it would go squelch.
Well, not so much that, but you certainly get, you'd leave black marks on the carpet from your mucky shoes.
I said sorry for that.
Yeah, you only caught me once. But that is really, really nice,
it's
actually.
Lovely. Is there any bit of it?
Because I think this area here...
I believe we might be getting some running footage.
Because this bit here is where you
George
used to have
Botterini, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for your generosity. George Botterini is very, very kindly donated $9.99 on the Super Chat and says, Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you too. Thank you so much for your generosity. It does help us to keep making the videos that you guys want to see. Iron Horse Rower says he does well with the track muck, does Ian? Absolutely.
It looks wet.
It's oily.
Grimy. It looks like the kind of thing you wouldn't want to stand on, but you probably would end up standing on.
Sky Eye says, back to work for me tomorrow, so I hope everyone has a lovely evening and see you next Monday. Absolutely. And don't forget, everybody, please, 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 tickle the like button and share the stream on social media. And if you haven't already done so, then do please consider subscribing to the channel. But this is really nice. And O-gauge, I love O-gauge. Just space, obviously. It's
it's got something to it, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
It looks fantastic.
I mean, it's
really
like if I reach up here, I've just been filming with this today on a would you believe it, Terrier sound file installation on a 21-pin decoder, designed and made for a Terrier under £85, including the speaker and everything. Now, if I told you that, you'd be like, you want what now? So look out for the review of this. It's a what's the make of the decoder? It's a make I'm not familiar with.
I love this. She's just trying to do an aside, but hasn't actually planned it.
Döhler and Haas. It's German brand.
Same to you.
Yeah, Döhler and Haas, German brand. This is coming from Tramfabrik. They do have them listed on their website. But the stay tuned for the video on this. We're going to be doing the full review of the sound file and decoder. And like I said, all that for under £85. You can't be robbed for that.
True. Okay, now next up we have a message from Colin Bernacle, and he says that you said last week when you were showing his rail track running review video, you called him Mr. Birkenell.
Did I? I'm really sorry about that. I do have quite poor eyesight. It's quite difficult to read the monitor, but also I do find pronunciation for a lot of people's names. I take a running jump and often I trip on the way.
Yeah, so you trip and you fall, and then you have to say.
So what is it? Bernacle.
Yeah.
So it's Colin Bernacle. So thank you for the clarification on that. I'm really sorry that I mispronounced your name.
Oh, Charles Gibbs. There's a name we all recognise, isn't it? We've got here 3 terriers, but which one is the Hornby and which 2 are from Rails of Sheffield?
Ooh!
So we've got a test to see whether Jenny can...
The Aylesmead project says, Jenny, the bridge is a heavy card stroke MDF laser cut creative kit. Has the brick arches. Oh, brilliant. And John JMC, I think you know, Dula and Haas, definitely.
Jan,
yeah?
Can you actually look at the photo and try and find out which one's the Hornby?
Oh, right. It's a difficult angle. So, right, so how many Hornby and how many rails are there?
One of those is a Hornby. It's amazing photographic quality here.
Right. Now, that is interesting. Now, I'm just trying to think. I'm going to say that the one at the front is the rails one, and the 2 behind are Hornby.
One of them is Hornby.
Sorry, you're saying 2 rails, 1 Hornby?
2 rails, 1 Hornby.
The one at the front I'm going to call rails. The middle one I'm going to call Hornby. And the right-hand one I'm going to call rails again.
Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase says that he thinks the Hornby one's in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Hornby one middle.
Doesn't want the Hornby one be fairly easy to spot if you can see it?
I'm looking at the
bullet holes in the front. Or was that a different model?
Not if it's the A1X. But I'm looking at the coupling rods. Right, so John JMC says the one in the middle for Hornby.
Yeah, look at this bit. That is a different shape to that.
Yeah, everybody's guessing at the middle one, so...
I think these 2 are similar. Look at the way the front detail is.
Craig Douglas as well says middle one is Hornby. So I'm going to say middle one is Hornby. So do we get the answer?
I'll tell you in a moment. I'll tell you when you're older.
But certainly it's a lovely, lovely photograph. Stevie Film says, they're all Bachmann. Although Philip Page says Hornby on left. Most people are guessing middle one for Hornby.
He sent it in twice, but he hasn't sent me the answer. Charles, we need the answer.
We need the answer. We need closure. Most people are guessing middle one at Hornby, but we do have one guess for Hornby on the left.
Well, let's hope we find out.
We need closure, man. Clive Coble says, guys, I have to go now. My wife was it says Corvette 19, but I think it's COVID-19 on Saturday. We were retested today. We're going to have an early night. See you all next week, guys. Please stay safe. And well, guys, goodbye for now from Clive.
Take care and get well soon.
Absolutely. J94, big hello to you. And Iron Horse Railways did say something about £85 for the Dula and Haas sound installation from Tramfabrique. Same as they're the UK stockists of Train-O-Matic decoders. If you go and have a look in their sound section, that's where you'll find it. They also have the Suzy sound module upgrades for the regular Train-O-Matic decoders, which I need to talk to them about, because I want to see if they do either a class 24 or 25 sound file. because that could be a very cost-effective way of getting a Class 24 or Class 25 sound fitted. So that is something that I do want to explore.
Okay, next up we have from Larry Grant, who says, link below will take you to my YouTube video of the first running of my Jenny Kirk train on my 3-rail O-gauge toy train layout. So that's interesting. I had to come up with a way to run Jenny's double O-gauge mineral wagon on my US form O-gauge layout, so I decided to make it a flat car load.
That's a good way of doing it.
That sounds fantastic. So let's have a look at this. Oh, it also says the video features some short run-bys of the train, including 2 in front of Jenny's favourite Piggly Wiggly supermarket.
Oh, Piggly Wigglies! Bo-Minnick, hi to you.
Can I finish this? The winter-like nighttime scene was created by turning on my blue LED track light overhead spot and turning off my white LED track light, which is how you thought you might be able to do.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. Can we... if I go blue...
Jenny's gone blue.
So there we are.
We'd have to turn off these main lights though, wouldn't we?
Yeah, the thing is that if I go blue, I've got to turn off that light.
And it does kind of look dark. It looks like night.
But hey, right. But we're going to go back to white. Oh, that looks very weird.
That's interesting. You've got a light blue now.
I think I've broken it.
Oh, Jenny.
Okay.
So let's have a look at this, shall we? So this is from Larry Grant. And I'll bring it up now. Beep. Here we go.
The Jenny Monday Club train running.
There's your
Piggly Wiggly. I need to get one of those. I really do.
He sent you the links.
I know he did. I know.
I do like the shape of the American locomotives.
Yeah.
Beefy things.
Oh, I love this layout. This is a really, really nice, fun layout.
Here we are. There it is. It's sat on the car with a TARDIS. Oh, that is lovely.
Look, it's the Jenny Monday Club wagon, which was actually a really great sellout. So we're going. Although the trolls were saying I was a sellout from the start,
well,
it sold out. And thank you to you guys. You really, really humbled me with your love for the Jenny Monday Club wagon. So we're going to try and do another one, another commission. It'll be a completely different wagon. I'm already in talks at the moment.
Oh,
I love that. Piggly Wiggly. Yeah, I love that. Piggly Wiggly. Sorry, it appeals to my sense of humour. Oh, is the TARDIS got a light up light?
It looks like it has.
Oh, wow.
That is cool.
Yeah, Simon Train's Mother Hour Showcase says TARDIS being lazy. And Wobbler Productions, predictably, TARDIS!
It has the lamp on top, shines.
Oh, that's really great.
That is fantastic.
I love that. Piggly Wiggly.
Jenny on the Western Pacific.
Absolutely.
That was fantastic.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that. That was brilliant. So thank you so much. So I just really loved that. Really enjoyed that. How are we doing on time?
Oh, we've got
13 minutes.
Yeah, we've got loads of time yet. We're not going to get through all these videos. I can tell you that straight off.
Really? Oh God, we got a good call.
Yeah,
good
we're going to have to do a bumper one next week. So here's one we haven't seen for a while.
Oh, Tim's Model Railway and different videos. Oh, Kelly Ashford chest. Okay, an LMS Steamy running must be a Duchess. Just seen something more interesting than this from Bilky Studios. Hope Jenny will come off live streams for a while. We don't need them so much. That's not a nice thing to say.
Okay, Kelly,
come on now. Behave yourself.
Think about what you say and how it's going to affect people.
Yeah, I'm like
that's not pleasant.
There's like 300 plus people watching tonight.
Yeah,
so
we're not just here for you. We're here for everyone.
Yeah, and everybody is welcome. I'm saying we did put the Steam locos on for you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
let's try and be nice, okay?
But Bachmann Tidmouth Sheds.
Yes.
That looks to be a really interesting model. I do like the roundhouse design.
Yeah. So let's have a look at this. This is Tim's Model Railways and different videos. I'm bringing that up on screen. Let's have a look at this. So Tidmouth Sheds. What's Tidmouth Sheds, Jen?
Well, Tidmouth is a location on the Isle of Sorda, and this is it's part of the Bachmann Thomas and Friends, and I'm not sure that these are quite available in the UK yet. You'd have to get them from the US. Though Bachmann now has the license, so we're going to be seeing these hopefully in the UK, making them a lot easier for people to get hold of.
Okay, I'm going to jump this forward.
Yeah,
just so you can see it.
It's a roundhouse. So I'm going to.
Oh, it's an entire package deal, is it?
Yeah, it's like a self-assembly thing. So you build up the building. So hopefully,
Right.
So that shows you what the contents are, and you can just assemble them how you need them to. And that's actually a really good basis for any roundhouse model.
Yeah, you've got a good point there. The Thomas the Tank Engine stuff doesn't necessarily have to be just for Thomas stuff, does it? You could make this up and it'd be quite nice.
A lot of these model kits are actually really useful. So really useful for other builds as well.
Yeah, I'm really liking that. Okay, let's have a look and see if we can see the thing itself. Oh, here we are. Here we go. So.
Oh, I always love that.
Look at the size of that thing.
That is a really nice kit, actually. Oh,
wow.
So you get like 5 bays. That is actually a really nice kit. You could imagine that weathered up would work quite well on a regular layout. I'd like turntable.
Stephen Cameron's saying the same thing I was thinking. An impressive roundhouse for any layout. That is something special.
Yeah, I'll have to go and have a look.
Given its size, I think that would be quite a centerpiece.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting idea. I must go and look up, actually, what sort of price they go for, because I can see that being a really useful addition for a lot of people. And
that is perfect.
That is really nice, actually. And you can see there as well that it clips to the turntable really, really well.
That is so good.
Building up to a really nice scene. So a lot of the Bachmann... the Bachmann range of Thomas the Tank Engine stuff is really nice.
Yeah.
And in some respects, it's nice that we're finally able to just get it in the UK.
Yes.
Because I know Hornby kind of, they were there from the start.
Okay, guys, you've made your point. Let's not bully.
No,
okay?
no. I mean, I know that Kelly spoke out of turn, but let's not give her a hard time over it.
Come on. Be nice applies to everyone, guys. We all should be more respectful of each other's feelings, and we don't want to hurt anyone.
But that roundhouse, and you could buy extra kits. I'm guessing if you bought 2, you could keep extending them. They may even, I don't know whether.
Sorry, just keep going, Jen.
I reckon that. You could make a really big roundhouse with multiples of that kit.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I wonder if you can buy like extension kits to make them bigger.
That would be so cool. God, you know what, Jem? Thank you so much for sharing this with us, because I think that's got everyone thinking about how could I use that.
I'm going to have to look that up after the stream and just see how much they are and how easy they are to get hold of. And it just goes to show that this is the thing that you can get out of a lot of these videos, is the ideas of things that you can do with your own layout. And this, for me, I am actually really impressed with that. And it's like the Piggly Wiggly. Seeing that, it's like, wow, there's a lot I can do with that.
That is just... I like what Bachmann are doing with Thomas. I'm not a big fan of Thomas the Tank Engine, but I like what they're doing with it. It's got a lot of fun to it, and it wouldn't look out of place on a lot of people's layouts, even if they weren't running Thomas. Yeah. That is nice stuff.
Yeah, because you can imagine if you weathered that up, it would bring out all the detail.
Yeah.
Really. Even just like a slight black wash, a thin down black wash.
Yes. That would have been great.
Yeah, and there's Henrietta, Annie and Clarabelle. They look like Stepney as well. And then we've got Henry, Gordon, Edward, James, Thomas and Toby by the looks of it.
That looks fantastic. A decent comment there, Egg Rider. If that's designed for HO, the doorway's going to be narrow for a double O. Because it does look like they only just fit.
No, they are quite tall, and I think what you find is that the Thomas the Tank Engine range is basically double O.
Right. So they can move it across quickly.
I think they're just made to double O, partially because they reuse some of the old Bachmann toolings for things like wagons.
Fair enough. Sparky107107 says, "Dang, am I ever late?" A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Thanks, Gandalf.
Who lets him in? Has he got a key for the door or something?
Gandalf is the master wizard.
Yeah.
He doesn't need a key, he just arrives.
Class 05 says evening all looks great.
Okay, let's jump on. I think we've got time for one more.
Okay.
So if I jump back to the
thank
main,
you very much.
That was
we get
wonderful.
some great
Thank you,
ideas for that, and I love that shed. That is such an amazing thing.
It's wonderful.
And somebody did say actually, they said that you can get extra stalls to extend it.
Oh, that is so cool.
So that is brilliant. Thank you ever so much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thoroughly
Thank you.
enjoyed that.
Okay.
So
the final one that we've got today is from Lee Holden. It says, "Please find attached my YouTube video of 4F at KWVR and
the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway.
Right. On
one of its last runs before its boiler ticket ran out. Yeah, I did read that its boiler ticket was running out. So it's a good score actually getting the video.
Yeah.
Penna Lane TMD, hello to you. Dundee Road says, "Keep up the good work with the Monday Club." Thank you ever so much.
Did we get an answer to the Terriers? That is a good comment. Did we get an answer to the Terriers?
I don't know. Did anybody see anything in the chat, or did we get an email?
We have not had any email. There has been nothing. Oh,
we will keep you posted on that.
Oh my goodness!
If you do get an email, post the answer to the Facebook group.
We
need closure, man.
We need to know. We need to know.
Yeah. So we'll keep you in the loop. But yes, J94, absolutely. Bachmann do Talyllyn and Dolgoch from the Talyllyn Railway, but at Skarloey and Rheneas, but they can be converted quite easily. They do slate wagons, which are the same as in the Bachmann narrow gauge, but I will tell you, they cost nearly twice as much. They do a range of coaches, which do look very, very nice, and a number of other bits and pieces, which do appear to be bought in from Pico, but I will tell you that it's cheaper to just buy the Pico ones. 57305 Northern Princess asks, "Jen, did you do a review of the Hornby NCB brake van?" I can't remember, I can't remember. I remember I did buy it from Harbin Hobbies when I was in Edinburgh. But this is really nice. Again, thank you for sharing this with us.
My goodness.
I've got childhood memories of riding.
Look at the animation on those kids.
Oh, will you stop it?
It looks real.
But I remember riding on the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway as a kid, getting taken there for a day out and loved it.
This has reminded me of when we were on our honeymoon and on the Festiniog.
Yeah.
That was a good day.
It was actually, yeah. Really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a train ride.
Kev McAllister says, "Can you post the picture to the Facebook group with the question below it?"
Can you do that?
Yeah, I think we can.
Okay, we will try and do that. You name check the individual.
I will do that. Yes, I will absolutely name check them.
But this is nice.
We need to know the answer.
We can work it out from the running numbers of the locomotives, assuming that they've not been renumbered.
That's not.
That's being technical.
That's like when I was in my English classes at GCSE, and we were looking at different passages from different books, and then the teacher said, "So, does anyone think these are from different books or from the same book?" And I just said, "Well, it's obviously the same book because the fonts and the layouts are the same." And he says, "That's not how you're supposed to work this out." You're supposed to look at the voice, the author's voice, and how he's written all of these things. Even though he's trying to write for as if it's different people, there's still an author's voice. To which I said, well, you didn't ask that. So, John Walters says, the Fat Controller is a psycho breaking up Henry alive. That is true. That was not nice. That was unpleasant.
Well, Henry didn't want to leave the tunnel, so he went, fine, stay there if you want.
But even so, that's just cruel. It was cruel, and it caused lots of young children to have horrific nightmares, and I was totally not one of them, honest.
But this is a lovely video. We're getting a...
It's fantastic. I've posted a link, as I've done with all of them. So, yeah.
And it's a great line. If you're ever in the area, then do go and check it out.
Oh, wow. Is that old mill buildings or something? They're just
hipster houses.
Ah.
I think they're new builds.
They look a bit like...
They are new builds.
But they've got a style that makes them look like they fit in.
Yeah, which is, really nice. But I'm really enjoying this video, actually.
It's
but
nice
also,
and relaxing,
don't forget the new range of Billy's replacement speakers.
Oh, yes.
Mugs, stickers, hoodies.
I would show them again,
t-shirts.
but Jen will press all the buttons and then decide that to break all of the things again.
That was your fault.
That was your fault.
Your fault.
Your fault.
Your fault.
Your fault.
Your fault. Your fault.
I love her, really, honest.
Yeah. I love her despite what she does. Again,
This is
bridges.
so
I love the
relaxing.
bridges.
This video is so relaxing.
Yeah, I do love
Right,
stuff
guys,
like
I'm
this.
not going to show you the whole thing. You should go and see it on...
Definitely.
on
Do
his
go
channel,
and
but,
take it.
Yeah.
Do go and check this out on the original channel. You can watch the full video. Oh my god, they've got a class. What is that? 140? 141?
Sorry, do I have to now jump it back to the video?
No, we're just looking at that. Oh, the
'Cause
nodding donkey.
I jumped the video off,
Oh,
and then
class
you started
101.
going, oh my god, what?
No.
Have I
There
pressed
was
the
a
wrong
class.
button?
What? It looked like a 141 or something like that. Nodding
Oh
donkey.
my goodness, what are you doing to me, woman?
Dear. Right.
You're
Anyway.
making me panic.
Oh dear. Anyway, look. Thank you ever so much. Although Edward Mill says Tidmouth Sheds is £175.
Okay, we've had two videos come in while we're live on there, but I haven't been able to add them in because we've got so many that we still haven't got through.
Yeah. What
Evan,
time is
Terry,
it?
and James Moody, thank you very much for your videos. Everyone else who sent them in, we will get to you.
Absolutely.
But it
We're
won't be
just going
today,
past 9
unfortunately.
o'clock. So thank you ever so much, everybody. It's been really, really great. And to have your company. Thoroughly enjoyed your company. We've had a great turnout tonight. We've talked a little bit of speculation for the Hornby 2022 announcements. We're going to be there next Monday. We're going to be doing a
We're
morning
going to be there
live.
whether they want us or not.
Yeah, I'm doing a Monday live stream in the morning. The Monday club in the evening as well will go ahead as normal. But you can tune into that. It will be we'll be starting just before 10. The official announcements at 10. I think we'll be starting from probably between 9:30 and 9:45. And we will cover the announcements from Hornby as they happen. I will also be on a forthcoming What's Neat This Week with Ken Patterson. Don't forget to go and check him out as well. A great channel. Not just because he keeps inviting me on, but it is a really, really great podcast. I'll be filming that this weekend. And we've got some great videos coming up as well, including my Christmas haul video this Friday. We've also got a full review of the Pico Linton and Barnstable goods brake van. That's coming up on the Wednesday video. Really, really lovely model with working sliding doors. And what is so amazing about this is it is entirely tooled up and made in the UK. So this is an all UK model. And I know a lot of people have talked about bringing production back to the UK, but Pico are already there. So it's great to actually take a good close look at what UK made models can be like. We've also got a review on the Dula and Haas sound installation with speaker and Terrier sound file that has been designed exclusively for the Dapol Terrier, in that the chuff rate is aligned with the wheel revolutions. That's coming up as well, and a sound installation on a 21-pin decoder for under £85 really is not to be sniffed at. So do look out for that. And in the meantime, if you can't wait for that, then do go and have a look at the Tramfabrique website, because they are the people who very kindly lent me it for the review. We've also got a full review of a DVD, which White Wheels, one hardcore MO8 says, stop spicking the spot. Oh, I thought nobody noticed.
We can all see it, Jen. You're on camera. What did you expect to happen? You're on a camera.
You made me feel embarrassed now. Cupboard Monkey, change places.
No, everyone will see my enormous stomach.
I didn't know.
I got, for Christmas, most people got presents. I got fat. Okay, guys,
I
take
don't
care.
normally get spots, but I'm on a diet and my entire metabolism is gone. Oh! So I've broken
Okay,
out
guys,
in
take
spots
care.
now.
It's been wonderful to see you all again. I've just pressed the wrong button.
Yes, you have.
Oops.
But look, you guys take great care of yourself. It's been an honour to have your company, and I'll see you next time. Till next time, it's me, Jenny Kirk, saying take care. Bye for now.
Bye. Oops. The train now departing is the 2105 service to Grove Street Yard. Calling at Weir Yard, Minth Tatis, Eindhoven, Bolton Trinity Road, and Grove Street Yard. That's the 2105 service to Grove Street Yard.
Eindhoven? Why are we going to Eindhoven? It was only supposed to go from Southampton to Bolton.
If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise.
Bum bum.
If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes.
Bum bum.
For every train there ever was is gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night.
Bye bye.